So, I promised you as part of the description to come today that we would teach you a little about encouraging those around you to be better leaders. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a little 3-step technique here. Some folks might call it a life hack. Anybody ever heard that term, life hack? Yeah. It's a good term. I mean, it's a good, in these days, it's a good term. What was once not so good, now good. Anyway, some call it life hack, but it's a technique, a little 3-step, very memorable technique for how you can encourage people around you inside of what they're good at to be better leaders. And here's how it goes. By the way, I want you to, how many of you know somebody here in the room? Yeah, it looks like you guys know a number of people. I want you to think about the person that you know here in the room, and I'm going to show you how to encourage them in just a moment. All right, using this little 3-step technique. So think about that person that you know and what you might know about them. And let's think about this technique that I'm going to show you for how to encourage someone. And you can use this not just at work, not just at home, and I will tell you, use it a lot at home. Incredibly helpful at home. And use it anywhere you go. Try to help make our society a better place. And use it as often as you can use it. Starting today. Because you will find that people are so starved for encouragement. So incredibly starved for encouragement that whenever you encourage them and do it in a credible way, and I'm going to show you a credible way to do it, which starts with an authentic feeling in your heart, by the way. But when you do it in an encouraging way, it turns people's day around. It turns people's week around. It may even turn some people's lives around. And so here's the technique. And by the way, I believe in being completely truthful, authentic, real with people. So I'm not suggesting to you that you use this technique with somebody that you don't feel good about what they're doing. All right, I'm not suggesting that you take the most mediocre employee and go up and try to say something good about them, thinking that that's going to turn around their performance. I, for one, can tell you many stories where that doesn't work. But when you feel good about the work that someone's doing, or the job, or the effort, or the initiative that someone showed, or the candor, or the creativity, or the innovation that they brought to the equation, this is a great little tool, little 3 steps. Kim, I'm promising you, just 3 steps, man, to really make a difference in somebody's life. The first one is to start with the headline. And so, Kim, I'm going to use you. Do you mind if I use you? You shouldn't have been here at that first session, man. If you hadn't been here at that one. So the headline goes like this. Kim, I really appreciate the leadership that you show by being consistently in attendance here at the Aspire sessions. All right? That's the headline. You want to give people a headline. Why do you think people need a headline for what you're about to say?
You don't want it to be confrontational.
You don't want it to be confrontational? You don't want them to say, as my kids sometimes do, Dad, am I in trouble? The headline is, Kim, I appreciate very much your leadership in the way that you've consistently shown up at Aspire meetings since the beginning of time. Then you support it with 3 points. First of all, you're here early. Secondarily, I have called on Kim numerous times, not only today, but in many other Aspire sessions when he and I have both been here. And thirdly, he is always very attentive and very supportive inside of his attendance here. And as a speaker, that's very encouraging to me. And so I appreciate that, Kim. The headline, the 3 supporting points, and then finally you end with, so Kim, I would encourage you to continue to come to these Aspire meetings because you're making a difference with the people that you're touching. I'm sure you have a number of folks inside this room that you have grown to know over time attending these meetings, and I would encourage you to keep coming. And for speakers like myself, it's very encouraging. So what I have given you is the headline, the 3 supporting points. And why are those 3 supporting points important?
Validation.
Yeah, it validates, it confirms. What else? Why else are the 3 supporting points important? Michael, why else?
Because I don't think that 1 is enough. 2 is supportive, but I think there's something about the number 3 being an odd number.
And I didn't pay Michael to be here today. I should have. I'll pay you before you fill out that evaluation form, Michael. How's that?
It'll cost me.
That'll cost me. 3. Let me just say this. 3, to Michael's point, 3 is the magic number. Yeah, ever been to church and your preacher says, I got a 3-point sermon today? 3 is the number the mind really locks in on. The mind likes 3. It likes 3 better than it likes 1. It likes 3 better than it likes 2. It likes 3 better than it likes 4. The mind likes 3. So when you come back and you touch them with 3 supporting points, it confirms, it validates, and it does it in a way that's memorable. Because at the end of the day, you really want them to remember this encouragement that you brought to them, right? Kim, you were about to say something?
No, that's exactly it. The 3 is easy to remember.
Yeah.
And church examples, exactly. I've heard that before too. Because most pastors will use 3-point sermons.
Let's give Kim a round of applause for attending church. Yeah. What is the importance of the inspired action?
Well, you have to ask them to do something. It's a call to action. Otherwise,
Yep.
it gets them feel good. And that's nice, but you want them to do something to continue to do something.
Yeah.
Something new.
Yeah. So you've already told him at some point that he's a leader, or she. You've already told her that she's a leader. And by the way, I would encourage you to be busy having one-on-one conversations with your people and letting them know that they're leaders. But you've told them that they're a leader. Secondarily, you've seen something they've done you really appreciated inside of their job. They're here on time, they have a great attitude, they create great quality product, whatever their 3 things are. And then you've encouraged them to continue to do more and more of that so that other people around them can benefit from that, right?
Good word. Encouragement.
Yeah, it is. It is. So that's the formula. A headline, 3 supporting points, and inspire to action. Yeah, Kim?
Just a sidelight to add in there, I would send the 3 supporting points or inspired action. The words thank you. Just putting that into context somewhere, adding those words make a big difference.
That's a great point, Kim. We are as a society forgetting how to say thank you. We're forgetting how to say thank you, and it's really, in fact, the 2 things I think we're probably losing most is the ability to say thank you, and also the ability to say I apologize for what I just did, because I may have let you down in some way. Good point about the thank you. So here's what I want you to do. We're going to practice this a little bit. We're going to see if this thing really works. How many of you said you knew somebody in the room? All right, so I want you to think about that someone that you know. And I want you to think about what the headline can be. I want you to write down, make note on your pad of what those 3 points are. And we're going to see a live example of this encouragement take place here in the room today. Now, if you say, well, I don't know a particular person in the room, think of somebody you do know. Think of your wife. Think of your husband. Think of an employee who's doing a great job. Write someone's name down and 3 supporting points. for your encouragement to them. And we're going to give you a couple minutes to do that. All right. Looking for a volunteer. That's Keith. Always looking for a volunteer. Looking for a volunteer. Somebody who wants to encourage someone here in this room. Kim. Okay? So you're going to run through it with their headline, the 3 supporting points, and the inspire to action. And who is it that you're going to encourage this morning, Kim?
I'm encouraging Matt Howell.
Matt Howell. Okay, where's Matt?
Known each other for a while, and I just want to tell you, I look forward to seeing you when you come to these meetings. Because of your great sense of humor, we always have a few jokes with each other, and that's something that lightens up the day and gets it started on the right foot. You're a genuine person. I think you share your feelings and what's happening in your life without any kind of reservations. And I think you care about people, and that shines through when we interact. So just want to encourage you to keep coming. Thank you for being here. Keep coming, and you help get my day started off on the right foot. Thank you.
Let's give Kim another round of applause. See, Kim, at the end of this thing, I'm going to get 1 round. You're going to have already gotten at least 2. How'd you feel about that, Matt?
Pretty inspired.
Yeah. What did you think? What did you think about the fact that he enumerated reasons why?
It made it more real. It gave it, roots. It wasn't flippant. I mean, he thought through it and identified what what he was tracking.
Yep.
So it substantiated, our conversation. His remarks.
Yeah. Kim taking time to think through all of that represented what? An investment of his.
It showed that he cared about it.
Yeah, that he cared. Exactly, Ed. It showed that he cared. And that's what people want to know, right? They want to know that other people care about them. I won't even get into that cliche thing about, people don't care what you know and all that until they know it. I won't get into all that. But it says that Kim cared. For you, Matt, who was it that you were planning to encourage?
My manager, who's a good friend of mine.
Okay, so here's your manager. You're going to practice now. Her name is Nancy, but what is the name in real life?
Jim.
Jim. All right. Look at Jim and say to Jim what you're going to say to Jim today.
Good morning, Jim. Hey, I just wanted to let you know how much I appreciate you being our team leader for the past 3 years. And you really take an interest in everybody in our team. You know them, you know their family, you know our strengths so that you can place us in the right position with the right clients. And you really rely on us to use our professional skills to really, continue to through the sales process. And I just want to encourage you to continue to do the very same thing, and because we really appreciate it.
Yeah. Nancy says, I'll take that. I'll take that. That's cool. Good job, Matt. Now, what time today are you going to say that to Jim?
Tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning, all right? Not the right answer, but, you know,
Well, you said in the morning, we're already kind of through.
there you go. Okay, no, that's good. That's good. The important thing is to do it, right? The important thing is to do it. And the reason I had each of you write down someone, because I really want you to do it. Do it. Who else has got a word of encouragement for somebody in this room? Yeah, David.
Yeah,
Who are you going to encourage?
Ed Mayer, okay.
Ed. Oh, yeah, Ed's been helpful. That's good. Look Ed in the eyes now and say it from the heart.
That's difficult because the reflection of the lens.
That's not one of your key points, is it?
Ed, you continue to be a great friend and former partner. You've always been there for me. Our families are close, and your leadership has been inspirational. Thank you for your continued friendship and support. You've always been there for Linda and myself.
Wow, great job. Hey, Ryan, you're not Ed, right? You're Ryan, you're not Ed. But how did you feel about hearing Ed get that word of encouragement?
It's pretty inspiring. It made me want to do the things that he's done to make him feel that way about him.
Yeah, yeah. And you know, David, you did a great job. And when you said former partner, you know, how many partnerships end up at that place? You know, not that many, right? And so really meaningful stuff. And I will tell you that as you call or talk to in person different people in your life and encourage them using that little 3-step approach, you're going to find that you get some really interesting responses to that. Some people will say, oh, shucks, it weren't nothing, you know. There'll be some folks who find it difficult to take. There's some folks out there. I happen to be one of those people sometimes. Find it a little difficult. Anybody else find it a little difficult sometimes to take a word of encouragement? A friend of mine told me one time, he said, Keith, just say thank you. And that works really well. Thank you, and then just accept.
And I think the best situation is to say something already in his or her mind, that he made the effort, and you say the exact same thing that he or she was thinking would be the best situation.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not easy to accomplish, but that would be the best.
Excellent. Yeah,
Just briefly, I have a son that's a major in the Marine Corps in San Diego.
yeah.
He did 2 tours in Iraq and 1 in Afghanistan and 1
Wow.
in the South Republic. And so
Thank him on our
people ask me
behalf.
about children, and I say that, I have a son that's a major in the Marine Corps. They say, tell him thank you.
Yeah,
And it really means a lot to me. And I always tell him.
Yeah.
It means a lot to him.
exactly.
There's a thank you that's thousands of miles apart, not right then, but it's very significant, so.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
That thank you is really important.
And I can assure you, every one of those people that say, tell him thank you, they mean it. They mean it from the bottom of their heart.
Because they don't have to say it.
They
They're
don't.
talking to him, they're talking to me.
Well,
That's right.
and speaking of having to say it, so I'm down in Atlanta speaking to a group. It was maybe a little larger than this, but it's more spread out. And we were going around and we were practicing this thing. And I had asked each of the people in the room, since our session the month earlier, to go out and encourage some folks. And, you know, some people were saying, well, I encouraged 13 people last month. And another person, you know, I encouraged 27 people last month. And I got to this guy who was in my fraternity in college, and I just knew he was going to help me out. And his name was Sam. And so I get to Sam, and I've been waiting to get to Sam because I just knew Sam was going to deliver something really good. So I get to Sam, and I'm in front of a group of people like this, and I say, so, by the way, Sam, what was your experience? He goes, it doesn't work. Not what I was wanting to hear. But everybody's now looking at Sam kind of going, really? So I had to follow up on it, right? I mean, I got to say something. So I said, so Sam, what do you mean? He goes, well, I tried it on my son. I went to him, I said, son, and he looked at me and he goes, Dad, are you dying? And that's what everybody in the room did that day. It was a laugh followed by, oh, uh-oh, oh no. Because everybody realized that was probably a young man that had not had a lot of encouragement in his life. If just that simple little 3-step thing prompted him to say, Dad, are you dying? You know that there had not been enough nourishment there over the years. And so, to your point about if we didn't start nourishing people 20 years ago, we can start
Today.
Yeah. And you've already got your notes. You're ready to you're ready to go forth and encourage folks. I will tell you, there will be some folks that get a little tearful on you because they are going through no telling what, either in their personal lives or in their business lives. They may have just gotten some diagnosis that you don't know about. Who knows what you will encounter? But if you go out there dead set on encouraging some folks today, you will have some incredible experiences that will come out of this. And Kim, to your point about, we will have started our day off right. We will have started our day off right.